Oh no, I missed it.
Do I look good?
That was.
Ah. I'm going to rule the world. Hey, Mom. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm on right now. Okay, sick. I'm going to get out of here, and we'll do a live reaction in the morning to the direct, like I said. So I'll see you guys then.
Go
Hope you have a
check
good
out
day. Shout out
FU
to the
Game Crew.
CHRILLCAST and everyone watching the CHRILLCAST. I love you all, everyone.
Thanks,
Especially my
Shane.
chat. I love my chat.
He's a great guy.
Not gonna
He
lie.
is.
Not gonna lie
Go
you,
subscribe to
but-
Shane. All right. So we
Yeah,
we had him on the other 2 days. This is gonna be like so out of order.
Where
which
are
is
we?
fine. But he was on the previous 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday. We reviewed Happy Console Gamer, and we did a interview with Shane, FU Game Crew. So go subscribe to his channel, youtube.com/FUGAMECRUE, and he's not being downloaded to the Matrix by Billy is right now.
Help!
And then we're gonna have him on again in the future, but also go check out his Twitch, twitch.tv/FUGAMERCRUE. FU Game Crew, crew spelled like Motley Crue. All right, go check him out. Cool
He's
dude.
a really good dude. Shane's awesome, man.
Heck yeah. And Timmy from Tell Me More is on tomorrow. Spoilers.
Wait, I think that's the wrong channel, Chris. I think it was.
No, it's not the wrong channel. So today is Throwback Thursday. And our guest today is Billy, and Billy alone. Billy is the sole proprietor of the guest spot on this channel today. So Billy,
So proud.
tell everybody about how you hate the Apple Pippin, but love Adam Korlick.
Adam's a great man. Apple, listen, man. Maybe I don't want to say stick to TV shows either, but stick to maybe not systems. But I like your UI. Your user interface is fantastic.
All right, Billy, tell everybody about your channel now.
I make a little lovely channel where I don't know what I do, but I make movie reviews sometimes. I review Wish products. I've been doing a lot of movie reviews, and I really like that. And a lot of you have told me you like that. Well, not you guys, but the other guys, but all you guys. So I'm doing that a lot. That's what I'm doing. But it's awesome. It's a good time, man.
It's not just awesome; it's VISNAWesome.
Hashtag it.
All right, so today for Throwback Thursday, we're covering Persona 3 Portable. That was a really bad introduction. I don't know what I did that for. So
It's
Persona,
still great. It deserved it.
Persona 3 Portable is an enhanced port of Persona 3 for the PSP, and I don't know if you can really call it enhanced per se, because it's, I mean, enhanced I think of graphics, but in gameplay, I would say it is kind of enhanced. In Japan, it was released on November 1st, 2009. In North America, that's where we are, it was released on July 6, 2010, so we missed it by about a month by the time this video comes out, but that's fine. It's over 10 years old, and I wish I would have covered this on the 6th, but that's fine. The game is currently available on the PSP, PS Vita, and PS TV, and soon to be, hopefully, on the PC in some form or another, since Persona 4 Golden is now also on PC. The announcement in Famitsu revealed that the player would have the option for direct party control back when it came out, which was legendary because Persona 3 Fest is famous for the AI being terrible for your teammates. And it also added a female protagonist, which was not the first one in the series, to be clear, which everybody seems to think it was. Maya Amano exists and was on the PS1 Persona 2 Eternal Punishment game, but I digress. The game's revised battle system draws on elements added in Persona 3's successor, Persona 4, which is what I was just talking about, direct party control. The game also includes all of the original voice acting, although it's more of a visual novel style game. So instead of having the ability to walk around on screen and talk to people, your icon is essentially like a blue or pink dot, depending on if you're a girl or a boy in the game, and you select things by moving that around the screen using the little nub on the PSP. So it's just a static screen with people you can click on. That's the biggest difference. It's more of a visual novel. So, this is the trailer for Persona 3 Portable. What do you remember about Persona 3 Portable, or don't you remember it?
One of the biggest things was I remember because that was right when for me I was getting into RPGs and JRPGs were still like pretty new to me at the time, but Persona was one of those ones because I've played a little bit of 3 so far and I've enjoyed it from what I played, but I've heard a lot of good things about it and I know it influenced like a ton of my friends growing up, man. Like I know a lot of people really got into it, and I don't know, I really think like even though it's not as much talked about like around the time it was coming out, because I know JRPGs are kind of getting a lot bigger nowadays than they were back in the day, but it's really interesting, man. Like I think it added a lot to the game and really changed it in my opinion. I know they changed up a lot of different elements from it, so it's cool. Like I like the game a lot. I think it did a lot.
So Persona 3 Portable, for those of you that didn't know, is Niarly's favorite version of Persona 3. So shout out to Niarly, he's a cool dude. It's also the way I experienced Persona 3 for the first time, believe it or not, was Persona 3 Portable. I have FES. I even have the hard to find original version of Persona 3. That came with the soundtrack and the art book and the big box, and it's very different from Persona 3 FES and Persona 3 Portable, and it's much more difficult. In fact, in some places, it's almost the most difficult Persona game ever in some portions of the game. We'll put up a Gnarly video, and I'll make sure I tag him in this video when we put it out. But wish he would have came on with us to talk about it. No, I'm just kidding. That's fine. Gnarly's busy. He's good. Shout out to Gnarly. Go check him out. YouTube.com/NYARLY. And if you think this is just a shout out channel, you're probably right at this point. But no, Persona 3 Portable was a fantastic way to play the story in a quick way. So like for me, personally, the visual novel styling didn't really offend me at all. And a lot of people are really kind of either love it or hate it. But for me, it was like, it's fine. The visual novel, you still get all the story. All the music's basically there. And you get direct party control, which is something I really missed when I went back and played FES, where you're relying on AIs to control the movesets of your partners in crime.
I think though, like I think the visual novel idea, because they've done it in a couple games around that time period, and I like it. I think truthfully, man, like if you're a big fan, or even if you're not, you're somebody new into it, it kind of gives you a slow roll into it. So I agree with it.
Yeah, I was going to grab my copy of it because it's kind of worth some money now for some reason. I have my copy right here underneath all my Switch games right now.
Yes, join the Switch revolution, please.
Oh, and
fantastic.
I guess I can pull something else out here too to show you that this was not the first game to feature a female protagonist. All right, here you go. So
you are so hurt by that.
I am. So this is my copy of Persona 3 Portable. All right, it's in pristine condition because I'm like that kind of guy. But it's kind of a neat little, and UMDs are like so. I hope that when they remake this game, because they're gonna do it. Atlas, you're gonna do it. Tell me you're gonna do it. Please add direct party control to FES, and then also add the female protagonist, because most of it's already there. You just got to animate it and whatnot. But this was the first game that had a female. Whoop, that's upside down.
That was cool. I like it.
This was the first game that featured a female protagonist, and this is the PSP remake that was a Japan-only release. I'm that kind of guy. I have that, so there's that. But I also have the PS1 version. It's also on my shelf over there. I'm not going to go get it. But yeah, anyways. So Persona 3 Portable is probably one of my favorite Persona games I've ever played, just because Persona 3's story is so good. It explores so many different depths of character that other games before it and after it just don't really get into. Like the whole premise of death being the main focus of this game is like such a dark undertone for a relatively poppy and happy game. Like Persona 4 Golden is like miles of difference from this game. It's just so strange. But yeah,
it's always it's really cool too, like and like so personal, because like I remember you describing it to me when I first got into like Persona pretty big time, like as one of the ones that I asked you. I was like, which one should I play? And you were like, 3. Like, you need to play 3. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, and from there, it is such a big game, and it deserves the love it gets.
Now, hopefully, if they do remake this, hopefully they don't do anything to take away from this story. Hopefully they keep it in its entirety. and I think it's really one of the most deserving games of a remaster. But if we're gonna go straight remakes, come on, Atlas, you got Persona 2 sitting out there. You know, it could be a really great game to redo.
Oh
Or
man,
Persona
I hope
1.
Atlas does it. Atlas should. I really want to go back and play the old ones, so I would love if Atlas went back and redid them.
I know Niarli would agree that Persona 2 is probably the most deserving of a remake, but Persona 1 also, especially considering it's so very different from... Here's what Atlas needs to do. Release a collection. Do Shin Megami Tensei If, which was the inspiration for the Persona series, and do it in English this time. Do Persona 1 and then Persona 2, both versions, and then release it as like the Persona Origins collection or something. That's what I would do. But Persona 3 Portable probably also deserves... If they wanted to do it as a visual novel on the computer, I think most people would forgive them for that. But it's not the ideal way to experience Persona 3.
No, I agree with that. Like again, it's nice for people that are fans of it, but kind of jumping into it, like it would... I don't know. I think you need to like actually get an idea and play the whole Persona game, because it's just seeing the story is, I don't know. It just kind of makes it like a show rather than an experience.
You see, this is the cursor thing I was telling you about. It's a static image where you move the cursor around and touch stuff instead of walking around and experiencing the world of Persona. So
yeah, I can...
It would work with a mouse. It would work with a mouse, like, realistically, if you just directly ported this to the computer. And quite frankly, I think that's what Atlas was most likely going to do.
Yeah.
It seems like it probably would be what they would do, but there's a possibility we get a full-blown remake with FES and portable gameplay mechanics combined into one penultimate Persona 3 game, which is ultimately what all the fans want, is the combination of Persona Portable and FES together to make the perfect version of Persona 3, taking the best elements of each. So anyway, what do you think? I mean, this is the game that essentially changed the franchise of Persona forever, but the original version of Persona 3 did. From going from 2 to this, there were no social links in 2. There was no school life in 2. There was no day-to-day system in 2. What do you think of that significant change to the Persona series in regards to like a game series just finding a new identity later on in the series?
I think it's a really smart move, because like I know a lot of hardcore fans might hate me, but my first Persona was 5, like my first one, and I know it's not the favorite of all of them, but 5, truthfully, man, like I got invested, like, and that was one of the things that got me invested, was the social links and the school life and doing that, but mixed in with like doing all of the other stuff. I thought that was a really cool way to like kind of introduce like a really solid story, but then also invest into the team that you have. Like, I haven't played 2, but I feel that like it would probably be vastly different for me, because I really enjoy that bond you feel with your team when like they die or like when something happens to them, and especially in the like when you go into the name is slipping me, but when you go into the other world and fight and
Metaverse,
I can't think of
the metaverse.
Yes, the metaverse. When you go into the metaverse, like I don't know, like I don't think it's when somebody dies in the metaverse, or like when you're fighting with someone in the metaverse, I feel like you build stronger bonds, and it's just such a more fulfilling experience doing that with somebody that you've got to like actually meet and see how they develop and see their like the problems they have in their lives, and you being a part of fixing them. Like it's just nice that they rely on you as much as you rely on them. So I don't know. I think they took a right step in the right direction, and I think that personally I like the further 3, 4, and 5 more than I think I would enjoy 2 and 1. Not saying they're not great games. I'm just saying I like that style a little bit better in my eyes.
Persona 2 has the greatest story in a JRPG of the last 2 decades. No, I'm just kidding.
I haven't played it. Listen.
No, listen. So Persona 2's character building all occurs naturally in the story, versus in social links you kind of have to go seek it out yourself and kind of decide who's important and who's not, and who you want to actually interact with more. And I kind of like the ability to pick and choose, but I also have nothing against a linear story. So anyways, let me see. Persona 3 Portable added direct party control to a game that never had it. What do you think about that?
Man, I kind of dig that. Like, I really do, because I am big on, like, I'm literally playing through a game right now called Divinity Original Sin, and that is one of the main things I love about that game. And that, I think that's really cool to add to a game that, like again, it makes your team not feel like a bunch of hollow AIs in my eyes. Like, that's how I feel, man.
And if they were to port this to PC, would you be okay with them just direct porting Persona 3 Portable, or do you think that they really need to change to like a combination of FES and Portable together?
I see. I'm kind of with you on what you said earlier. Like, and I feel like I'm being hypocritical because I said it like a minute ago, like literally 5 minutes ago, where I was like, a visual novel is a really smart idea. But like, if I had to really choose between the two, a visual novel is awesome, and I think I would get a lot of story out of it. But like, if I had the choice, I really think a full blown, like not full blown, but like, I think playing it would make me get into it more rather than reading it.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, the dungeons in this game are still represented in 3D. It's just the narrative portions that are storybook visual novel style.
That's not bad, but I still think, again, like, I still would kind of, I don't know, I would lean more towards, like, at least, maybe not, like, full-blown, but, like, at least in a way of, like, I feel like I'm actually exploring and not just, like, playing, like, I Spy. Like, it would just feel a little bit better, you know?
That's fair. I think Persona 3 is probably coming to PC, and next week we're going to discuss that with SMT Network. Shout out to Spencer Presley. It's the shout out channel. But I really think that Atlas would be making a huge mistake if they don't port this game in some form to the PC, because Persona 4 Gold, and I'm sure Billy's probably already bought it.
Oh, you know it, boy.
And a lot of people like Persona 5 will probably do the same. But Atlas, what are you thinking? Put it on the PS4. Why would you put it on PC only? That doesn't make any sense.
The one place that nobody has bought their games yet. Everyone has PlayStations for Persona, man. Come on.
Yeah. So that's my only real criticism for Atlas is PS4. Do it. As always, I'm Chris.
And I am Billy Not Will.
And we will see you
on the next CHRILLCAST.
Download the Matrix.